अस्सलाम वालेकुम व्यूवर्स, आज हम अपने 8th सेमेस्टर के लास्ट सब्जेक्ट्स के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे। जो लास्ट सब्जेक्ट है उसका देख लें, अमोर अमेरिका। सबसे पहले ये हमारा कंटेंट आ जाता है विच इज़ रिटन बाय पैब्लो नेरूदा। अमोर अमेरिका इज़ अ लव पोइम बाय पैब्लो नेरूदा। लव अमेरिका बेसिकली, अमोर का मतलब होता है लव, ठीक है, और अमेरिका का मतलब अमेरिका। फ्रॉम हिज फेमस कलेक्शन कैंटो जनरल। कैंटो जनरल में ये पब्लिश हुई थी, इसकी फेमस कलेक्शन थी 1950 में, जो कि ये कैंटो जो है वो पब्लिश हुआ था। दिस पोइम शोज़ द अमेरिकन बिफोर यूरोपियन कॉलोनाइजर, शोइंग द पीसफुल एंड ब्यूटीफुल लैंड वेयर इंडिजियस का मतलब होता है नेटिव पीपल लिव इन यूनिटी विद नेचर। नेरूदा कॉल्स हाउ दे हैड देयर ओन कल्चर, ट्रेडिशन एंड वे ऑफ लाइफ। नेरूदा इस पोइम में यही बताता है कि नेटिव लोग किस तरह अपने कल्चर को लेके मतलब कि ज़िंदगी गुजार रहे थे। फिर क्या होता है कि ब्रिटिशर्स और आई थिंक स्पेनिशर्स आ जाते हैं या यूरोपियन, वो आके इन पे हमला करते हैं, उनकी ट्रेडिशंस वगैरह को बहुत नुकसान पहुंचाते हैं। हाउएवर एवरीथिंग चेंज व्हेन द स्पेनिश कॉलोनाइजर्स अराइव्ड। The poet shows suffering and destruction they brought, taking over the lands, enslaving peoples and erasing native cultures. Despite this poem also carries a sense of hope and resistance, celebrating the strength of Latin America and its people. Pablo Neruda was a Chilean poet, diplomat, and political, widely regarded as one of the greatest poets of the 20th century. His real name was Pablo Ricardo, but he adopted the pen name Pablo Neruda in 1971. He won the Nobel Prize in Literature for his poetic contribution. He was born on July 12, 1904, and he was died on September 23, 1973. Canto General is an epic poem consisting of 15 sections and 231 poems. It is one of the best literary work of 20th century, telling the history of Latin America from ancient time to modern struggle against oppression. Amor America is a tribute to Latin Americans' history and its people. Amor America translates to Love America in English. It is the opening poem of Canto 1 from Canto General, where Pablo Neruda expresses his deep love for Latin Americans' native heritage. In this poem, Amor represents love and Neruda's admiration for its land, its people, and its history before European colonizers. America referred to the Latin America not just as place but as culture and historical identity. Through the title, Neruda wants to show before the Spanish takeover, America has its own civilizations, traditions, and wisdom. It is a loved, filled with respect and Latin roots, and a sorrowful pain caused by colonizations. मेन थीम की अगर यहाँ पे बात करें, इंडिजियस की जगह आप लोग यूज़ करेंगे वर्ड नेटिव आइडेंटिटी एंड हेरिटेज. The first theme is native identity and heritage. So, before European colonizers, Latin America was a home of many native peoples, such as Aztecs, Mayas, and Incas. These people had their own culture, language, and traditions. They lived close to nature, respect their land, and followed spiritual beliefs that connected them to the earth, the sun, and the stars. In Amor America, Neruda described the pre-colonial world as beautiful and peaceful. He wants reader to remember that Latin America had a rich history long before the European arrived, before the wing and the court. These lines represent the time before European colonizers arrived. The wing and court symbolize European interference of foreign clothing and custom forces upon the native people. By showing the time before colonizations, Neruda reminds us that Latin America had a strong identity of its own. Colonization and oppression. When the Spanish colonizers arrived in Latin America, they took over the land, destroyed cities, and forced native people to live in slavery. They imposed their own language, religion, and way of life while treating native people as inferior. In a poem, Neruda drew criticism on this violent history, showing how the arrival of European led to suffering and loss. This theme is important because it helps reader to understand the impact of colonialism and Latin America. Neruda wanted to highlight the injustice of past. The arrival of Spanish takeover brought violence, slavery, and suffering. Spanish priests and soldiers also forced people to follow Christianity and European laws on the native people. They take over with both religious and military power, forcing the native people to change their way of life. This theme also shows how Latin America was rich before the colonizations and oppression. However, their land, their culture, and their language soon destroyed by European greed. Love for Latin America and resistance. Despite the pain caused by colonization, Neruda poems is not just about loss, it's also about strength and survival. He expresses a deep love of Latin America, its landscapes, and its people. He believed that even though colonizers tried to erase indigenous cultures and their this theme shows the resilience of Latin America who continue to fight for their identity and rights. His word inspire people to fight against oppression. This theme is important because it gives hope. It for Latin America, they are powerful people with a bright future. This land doesn't despair. The memory doesn't die. These lines shows resistance even though colonizers try to take control. To conclude, in Amor America, Pablo Neruda tells the story of a Latin America past suffering and survival. He reminds us to reach native heritage before colonizations, the oppression and destruction caused by European, and the unbreakable spirit of Native America that still exists today. So I'm done this video. Next video तक मुझे दीजिए इजाज़त. See you soon. Allah Hafiz.